Okay, in this video, I'm going to talk about the Autopilot 2 hardware and how it works in different roads. And you probably recognize this video. It's actually the time-lapse video I just posted recently. But anyway, we are now coming to a split where the road splits into two, and you will soon see that the car will figure out that well, the road splits, and just happened to be that it chose the right way, because you can't really tell which way you want to go. Maybe it saw it on the tarmac. Now, next one here is about eco driving. So I'm going downhill, I'm doing 80, which is kind of slow, but if I disengage autopilot and then put the car in neutral, I will coast or free roll down the hill. And by doing this, you save energy, because you don't have to convert kinetic energy into electricity and then back again. That is true process that will cause extra heat into the system, and heat is waste of energy. So you see it rolls quite well, and then after a while, when the speed decreases, when you go slightly uphill, I just set the car back in cruise control. Okay, here we have a lane that merges into the main road, and you will see that the lines disappear, but the car is smart enough to detect that happens, and it still stays within the course. That is really good. And you will also see soon that I'll be overtaken by a motorcycle, but the car doesn't recognize that yet, at least not for AP2 cars. AP1 can recognize that. So any object will be detected as cars. The trucks will also be detected as the regular cars. There you see, you don't see it in the left lane, then it appears as a car. Now this happens many times. You see that suddenly the car will deaccelerate for no reason, and that has something to do with the map, because the car navigates using autopilot based on what it sees, but also based on the map it loads during the trip. And for some reason, this happens also with AP1 car, that it just breaks down at several points for no reason. And here I stop a little bit for the only reason is to get buns, and I want to go to the restroom. So there's like a short stop here. And again, a little bit about eco driving is that if you want to save energy, you don't want to accelerate too hard, because too high power output will result in higher heat loss, and heat loss is again loss of energy. So you want to gently increase your speed up to the cruising speed, and then you can, you should use cruise control. Now here you see we have a passing lane, and the line is just in a perfect place where the car knows which lane to stay in. You want to stay on the right lane. And when the two lanes merge, the middle line disappears, but the car also figures out that it has to stay on the right side here, because it can also see this as a very wide lane, but it doesn't make that mistake. Here we have another passing lane, but this time the lane markings are a little bit unclear. The car misunderstands, wants to go to a left lane. I cancel that, cancel autopilot, at least auto steer, and then I steer it on the right lane. Now here another example where I've been overtaken by a motorcycle. You see, it doesn't see it on the left lane, but when you get on our lane, it sees it as a car. We are now in a 50 zone, and we will enter a 60 zone. So you will see soon that I increase my speed a little bit to 70. But the car doesn't increase the speed, because we are in a curve. So it knows this by the map location, and it will not increase until the curve starts straightening out. Here we have road that has very little middle lines, but the car can still follow the line. It kind of like extrapolate the lines. You see, there's barely any road markings here, but it's pretty impressive that the car still stays on course here. Same thing here, almost no middle line. You barely see them. From time to time, it completely disappears, but the car still kind of extrapolate the missing lines or sees the small dots. This one is interesting. We are coming to a turn and it seems like we're about to crash in the middle divider, but it turns just in time. And you also see, yeah, missing some road markings, everything. The car still stays on course. I didn't touch the steering wheel at all. Coming to another middle divider. It's gonna crash in it. Oh, almost. Oh, that was close. But I had my hands ready. This is another split coming up. So again, it's unclear where it starts and ends, and there's no dots, so the car doesn't know where to go. So it went on the wrong lane, the left lane. I'm trying to use auto lane change here, but it didn't work, so I had to manually override. Now this one is weird. It's an exit, and the car misinterprets it, and I think it's a road going there, so I have to override and move on the right lane again. Here we have two lanes going together parallel. So I will again try to use auto lane change, but it doesn't work. But it has worked many times before, just not these times for some reason. Now here we are on a fairly fresh road. It's just a couple of months old. So according to the map, we are driving on grass. And the car has to coordinate what the info it gets from the map and the info it sees. So I think it's a little bit unsure what the heck is going on. That's why it would temporarily reduce the speed. Okay, we are still on a new road, fresh road. And then this time it reduces the speed and then keeps it there. So again, it's like the car is confused. It's almost like, you know, if someone tells you it's going to rain tomorrow, and then someone else tells you, well, it's going to be sunny. So what do? You know, yeah. So see, it stays there for the whole stretch, and this whole stretch is new road. Now here's another situation where I don't use autopilot. I only use adaptive cruise control, but the car will reduce speed according to the curve. So again, it uses the map to figure out where it should reduce speed. And this has been programmed by Tesla. So it's not something the car figures out real time. It's pre-programmed by location. Now here you see where poor markings, they've been worn out. So the car is trying to keep up with the curves, but you know, it doesn't take two sharp turns. And then you see it builds up a little bit wrong course and then gets over the middle line. Here we have like a pocket to the right side. Car knows that and goes straight. And then we have an exit with some dots, but the car also sees that and does it correctly. Now here I try to use auto steer with higher speed limit, faster than speed limit, but it is restricted. So in order to go over that, you have to disable auto steer. Then you can go faster. Here again, very poor road markings. On the bridge, there are almost no markings, and the car still figures out where to stay based on, I don't know what the heck it sees. Now this one is a bit tricky. Sharp curve. It reduces speed based on location. That's good. But then during the curve, it misses the right lane. It can't see the right lane for some reason. And then, you know, it builds up the wrong course. And as a result, I don't know what the heck happened. It went over the line. So I had to take over. Here we have some fresh tarmac with no road markings, just temporary ones. White dotted lines. The car sees that and drives perfectly. Okay, again, one of these tricky curves. Sharp curve with concrete wall. It misses the left side, can't see it, and then it heads towards the concrete, so I take over. Another tricky one with concrete. Enters a turn, you see that the right side doesn't have any markings. It sees it partly. Going back again. A little bit too close to the concrete wall, so I take over again. Now this one, we are on the outside of the wall, and that seems to be easier for the car to handle. It still misses the right side of the lanes, but it takes the right course at least. Still kind of poor marking. I don't know, it took the turn a little bit too late, and it went over the line. Here we have more fresh tarmac, poor lane markings, but the car still keeps up. Where we also have again poor markings, go over the line quite a lot. Yeah. Twisted turns, poor markings, left and right. A little bit over, but I guess that's okay for now. Now this one is scary. Over a hilltop, that's like the worst that can happen. Yeah, I'm asked to take over, so that could have been fatal if you weren't paying attention. Same here, a hilltop, turn, yeah, poor road markings. And then it also goes a little bit too far to the left, over the line again. Another turn, hilltop, tricky one. Stays in there, but on the next turn, it misses the middle, and I think it's like in the middle of the road or something. Yeah, I take over. Now here we enter a 50 zone, but the car misses that, and for some reason it shows 60. And here we are at 60 zone and we enter 70, and then for some reason the car shows 80. So that could be based on GPS or something, I don't know. But you see, we are coming to a road construction with 50 zone. Signs on each side. The car completely misses it. Thinks we are still doing, we are in 80 zone. I'm gonna fast forward a bit. There will be another like reminder sign here, but only on one side. The car ignores that completely, or I don't know, doesn't see it. Again, another reminder sign. The car doesn't care. It still thinks it's 80. And here we are in the 60, and then we enter 80 zone, and the car understands that correctly. So yes, that's it for now. I hope you had some more insight in how the autopilot works, at least for now. I heard that there will be a big update coming soon that will make Autopilot 2 a lot better. So it would actually be interesting to try this in a couple of months or in half a year to see how much better it has become. Because, you know, eventually AP2 is supposed to drive itself. Like, you can say, yes, if you try this with AP1, it's not always supposed to work on these roads, but AP2 is supposed to work on these roads, and not only in summer, it's supposed to work in winter and rain and night, everything. So yes, we have lots of expectation for AP2. But that's it for now, and if you like my videos and you want to support me, please check out my Patreon link. Thank you.